it's hard to get Venus separated from the moon. It's hard to get the mind separated from the memory. And then I never was loved, so how can I be loved? I'll take anything. Or I've only had the best, so why should I settle for anything less? So these instincts, the instincts are our moon. Our values of what we want are Venus. If there's stress between this, see, it's a dynamic, it's an energy, it's electricity, it's the energy happening. It's not words. I'm just using the words to create images to tune into the energy a little bit to get a sense of it. So, wow. So your sense of beauty, the choices you make, what you like, what you don't like, what kind of home you like, if you like your mother or don't like your mother. You know, it's if you like the home you're living in or you don't like her. Nobody's better than mom. Nobody can be worse than mom. Like from the past, from where you just don't know where I've been. Boy, how many blues songs come out of this? It's feelings and emotions. The emotions of Venus are magnetism. They're attracting and repulsing. They're magnetic. And that magnetism, if your moods are lethargic and dull and your lifestyle is really dull and gross or sick or not or impaired, and your memories aren't good, how are you going to, what kind of magnetism will you have? But so how you're living, if your living's okay, you're not threatened by it, you figure you grew up okay, it was okay, boy, it opens up the ability to, well, I could go for something else. What else do I want? What do I want? What do I want to go for? What choices am I going to make today? So a stress between Moon and Venus, it's like between the Moon and Mercury is a very different energy of making sense, being alert to things. Between the Moon and Venus, it's about what do I like, what feels good, what do I, how much, how charming, how comfortable, how satisfied can I be? So it can border on extremes of really gross lust or overindulgence, overeating, sweet tooth. But I made that choice, so I don't want that anymore. Or I've got to have that. It's like, oh boy, how our memory plays with when we have something good, or we have something we like, an experience we like, and it goes into our memories. Then we don't have that anymore, and we're remembering it, and we want to get it again. So a lot of obsessions can come between the Moon and Venus. Alcoholism, overindulgence, eating, not eating, all of these things. So usually you would think of an overeating, of trying too much or wanting too much. The stress often implies an overindulgence between Venus and what I want and what I need. You ever say, well, I need you, you gotta be here, where were you? Someone's needing you more than you need them. That's oppressive. But how can you be with someone that always have equal needs and equal choices? So Venus, the Moon its moods can change so many different ways than feelings and security or insecurity. But Venus can be attraction, repulsion, it can be envy, it can be lust. And so whenever you want something, or you're envious about something, or you're desiring something, or lusting after something, or you're repulsed by something, it's going to have effect. It's going to distort how you remember something. That person wasn't nice to me, so I always remember them as bad. Wow, nobody's all bad, but you're only remembering the bad thing that happened because you didn't get what you want. This would be like a stress between Venus and the Moon. It creates either overindulgence or vain or wasteful or lazy or sloppy habits. Somebody who always wants to get more than they can give, more than they'll do. So the other side, as soon as you feel you need something beautiful, I need to eat something sweet, I need some sugar, I need some ice cream, I need something nice. And, oh, cake, oh, great, great. Or just, oh, I like this, oh, I don't like spinach, or I don't like this. The liking or the disliking as a kid in taste, you really see their Moon, Venus. And it's going to be affected by how the quality of their Moon to the mother, to the choices, to the foods eaten, to what's there, and how spoiled or not spoiled a kid could be. So being spoiled is part of this Moon, Venus aspect. So we're using words. But there's so many words. As soon as you make these associations between the Moon and the feelings and the emotions and the magnetism, what am I attracting? How come I keep attracting married men? Or how come I keep attracting this or that? How come I keep always doing this? That's your memory that made a judgment of the past saying, how come I'm always getting this? It's a negative, it's a stressful aspect between your Venus and your moon, between your magnetism, between your values, and your sense of security. You ever meet someone who has different values than you, and you look at how they're living and say, I could never live like that? Or you can say, boy, I wish I could live like them. It's that dreaming, it's that wanting. I feel I want this. I feel I need, this is Venus. This is just normal. Everyone has a relationship between their moon and their Venus. It's only when it becomes stressful that problems come up. Now, it's not always just lethargic and awful. It can be really great, but really, and a stressful act is forcing difficult aspects of values into your lifestyle, and it forces a struggle so that you work out what would be better or not. You know, it's hard for an alcoholic or a junkie to accept the boredom of not getting high. You know, like, they want something, you gotta add something to it. Like, so that there's a kind of addictive, or one more drink, or I gotta have this, or an obsession, you know, like, I want that. Most advertising is based on Venus, but you know, when you're seeing the moon, it's how you live, it's your mom, it's anyone. So it's like the planet is a jewel. These aspects are, many of the facets are ways to see the jewel. So you stop it down, well, this person has a mother problem. Okay, where's the Venus? See how well it worked or not. You can see if there's stress there. If there's stress there, there's tension, and probably if there's crises and tension, there's also a chance of really evolving, making an effort and really evolving it and growing in your values. If there's not, there's a tendency to just keep the same values through your life. You'll still have other times when they're challenged. But you're seeing your initial predisposition to how you're processing. So I'm saying, we just touched 2 planets. They can go on forever. But when we're looking at the moon, so these are 2 inner things, the moon to Mercury, moon to Venus. How alert we are, and how biased we are about what we like or don't like, or want or don't like, or don't want. So Venus is liking, disliking, choosing, attracting, wanting, loving, hating, attracting, repulsing. Boy, how many people live their life just based on what they're attracted to and what they're repulsed by, without any other thoughts? They just let their thoughts tie it up to that, and they live accordingly. A lot of people. So, but not everybody does, and people sometimes have the worst. Some people have the most horrendous. They have great, beautiful things happen. Somebody's kid gets killed, or something horrible happens, and well, a partner has an affair, or just somebody rips off somebody or steals something that isn't theirs. These are all Venus challenges, but a person who has those, they have to deal with them, and by the stress, they'll learn and they'll grow. They'll have grown in their life, in their consciousness, from that difficult aspect. So the soul will always gain the experience, but if that, say, that lazy, indulgent, slothful Venus Moon stressful aspect is in a fixed sign, it's in fixed signs. So if it's a conjunction, square, or opposition, they'll always be in the same element, a fixed sign, a cardinal, fixed, or mutable. If it's in cardinal, a person's always pushing for what they want. If it's fixed, they could just sit in that complex forever and not see how to change it, or just expect it. So if it's mutable, they could be trying all sorts of different things, and so this differentiates. Like, it's so multifaceted and so multi-leveled. All you can do is run into it. But as you run into it and you make these associations, when you're dealing with a person that has specific problems or specific nature, you've noticed certain things about someone. Why is someone really talented or has really great taste or something? You're looking at, you can see these things. Then you start saying, oh, that relates to that. You're looking at the nervous energy, the aspect between 2 planets, how one affects the other. And when you're looking at those factors in a person's life, you can be saying, oh, that's why that's there. Oh, look at that. And you may not see all of them. You may just know they have a great unmonthly love or hate. Or so you might see, how come somebody always has to have so much money? Or how come they never had anything? How come they waste whatever? So you're tuning into the aspect that happens between the consciousness of the moon and memory and Venus and values. So depending on your moon, to the Mercury aspect, the Venus aspect. So not only does the Mercury affect the moon, and the Venus affect the moon will affect the Mercury and the Venus. These 2 planets affect each other, whereas outer planets coming in they'll throw their energy onto the moon. The moon won't affect them so much. But these three have really, they're your personal style, your personal expression. They're the personal you. You know, so every time you know somebody, you might know them, you meet somebody, you know them for 10 years, you've seen them in different states, different phases. At any one of these phases, you should be able to see these aspects. Oh, it worked out like that. You never would have imagined to say that, but you see the aspect, then you look and observe the experience and the person, you say, oh, it plays out like that. Oh, look at that. You know, and this can be most insightful. Even stressful aspects are not always negative. They can be really growth-oriented, but there's going to be stress around it. If you try and start investing with someone that has stressful Venus Mars, they're going to expect that they get more than you get. And behavior can come around those things. So this is like envy and lust. More people have died from envy and lust than from just anger. So that's Venus. But we're looking at what makes you secure. How much alertness, how much thinking, how do you interpret the things happening around you that are going into you, how you're alert now to what's going into your, becoming your memories, how you're choosing what's going into your memories. Wow. Okay, so this is textures of aspects. Just simple. We're not even, I'm just talking generally. As soon as you talk this generally and you apply it to a chart, it'll move into an area and you see, oh, there it is there. You see one picture of it. But you got to know there's 100 pictures or 1,000 pictures of the same aspect. So you see, there's the one. Then you want to look at, oh, well, if that's that way, how do you get along with your mom? If that's that way, what kind of house do you live in? Or what kind of habits do you have? You want to add 5 or 6. You want to confirm the aspect by seeing 5 or 10 different expressions of it. You don't want to quickly say, oh, it's just like this. It's always a discovery to stretch into this. And then it depends on how much the person's feeling secure enough to share it with you. So sharing is tied up to Venus too. Sharing your food, Venus moon, it's mine. I need it. You know, and like so from here, this moon is then affected by the sun. This is your phases of the moon, which explain it really well, but it's still in the sign it's in. The moon, you have your moon attitude to security, to what's secure, how nurtured, how well you slept, to your memories, and your sun is your confidence. Well, if you've eaten well, if you slept well, if you're feeling okay, and you're feeling alert, and you're feeling valuable, you know, you're feeling your self-worth is okay, boy, it's easy to be confident. So the sun is your confidence. Sometimes it can be your arrogance, but it's generally your confidence. If it's too strong, it's arrogance. If it's too weak, it's a lack of confidence. So depending how well your sun shines and how well you're living up to your purpose in life, your goals, and being yourself, that's going to affect how you're living. How you're living day to day is the standard altogether in the moment now, where you come from, and I'm doing this. So the sun is, here I am now, and here's what I'm going to be doing. It's your confidence, but if you're not confident about yourself because I came from this, or I did this, or I messed up this relationship, or I blew this job, or I had all the money, I could have got everything and I gambled it away, or oh, geez, I said something I shouldn't, or just you're going to have the sun being affected by the sign it's in, but its energy is going directly to the moon. The moon's affecting the sun. That confidence is affecting your memory. Do you have confidence to deal with your past? Or is your confidence about the past weaker, and does the past have a stronger hold on what you're going to do? So if you're in a relationship, how often do you call your mom? Does your mom influence your relationship? No, or if you have kids, is your mom telling you what to do? Or how close is she being? Or how strong? So we're looking at the moon side of it. So we're looking at the side of moon, habits, security, feelings, instincts, basic needs, and your sense of sympathy, or your ability to reflect on things. Well, if you're confident, your ability to go into the past and reflect on things, to get neat stories, that's a great thing. But if your past is all messed up and it's not there, or your confidence is not good, and you try and go into the past, you're going to remember all the things that went wrong. So if you're remembering all the things that go wrong and you're trying to be sympathetic to someone, your sympathy is going to come negative because you're not going to feel empathetic with the person. You feel threatened by it.